I could recommend stuff that I've never used, but that's not helpful. Instead, I'm gonna show you 10 items that I actually packed for my current long-term trip based on 10 years and roughly 250,000 miles of travel. Every traveler needs an adapter, but if you choose the wrong one, you're in for headaches. On one hand, you have the super extreme minimalist ones that break easily and feel like you're playing a brain teaser every time you need to Tetris together a new plug configuration. But on the other hand, you have the big, bulky ones that take up precious luggage space. I found that this Anchor adapter is the perfect Goldilocks balance between functionality and size. It's compact enough to not take up much luggage space, but sturdy enough to still work well. That said, if I'm on a trip where I don't need to pack light, I also use Epica's fast charger adapter because fast charging is convenient, especially when you carry a crap load of electronics for work. But it comes at a higher price and more bulk. And to be honest, I kind of think that fast charging is a little bit overrated unless you're a psycho like my wife who somehow manages to live life in a constant state of 2% battery charge. If you do a decent job at keeping your devices charged, then the Anchor one will save you money and packing space. My lovely yet battery challenged wife also does this fun thing where she'll use up all the juice in our power banks and then set it right next to the charger without plugging it in to charge it. So when it's time to go out exploring for the day, I'll go and I'll grab that dead power bank and I'll throw it into my backpack. Not cool, Diane. By the way, if you're watching this, I love you. Luckily, we now pack this power bank that plugs directly into the wall, so you never have to remember to charge it. It basically replaces those normal little white power brick thingies. And since it's always in the wall because you need to put it in the wall to charge your stuff, then it's always charged when you need it. I actually have an older style that's a little bit more bulkier, but they've come out with a new and improved version that's more compact. By the way, this video isn't sponsored by any of these companies, but if you want to support the channel, you can use the links down in the description to make your purchases and we'll earn a small commission at no extra charge to you. So thank you very much. Next, if you want to pack light and avoid having to do laundry every other day, then you need clothes that don't smell bad even after multiple uses. That's where merino wool comes in. I love merino gear and I own a bunch of it, but I would only consider a few items actual travel essentials. Since the whole point of merino wool is its crazy anti-odor properties, then the essentials are the pieces of clothes that are most likely to get odor. Merino is a premium product, and so if I were on a budget and I could only pick a few essential items, I would always go with my boxers and my workout tank top. I've used these for literally 1 month straight without smelling bad. I also love my merino travel pants and hoodie, but if we're being completely honest, it's not like my non-merino hoodies and pants smell bad anyways. So I'd say these are more splurge items that feel like you're wearing a cloud and pack super light. They're pricey though, so you can save a lot by waiting for sales, and I'll link to any that I find. By now you might think I'm some sort of fancy merino snob that only wears expensive clothes, but that's actually not true. If it's worth the price, I'll use it. But sometimes you can do perfectly fine with budget options. In fact, some of my absolute favorite travel t-shirts that I've worn in like 100 different YouTube videos are these ones from Amazon that cost less than $10 each. They're soft, stretchy, dry super fast, and they work for workouts as well as dressing up if you want to look more casual. Plus, during all my travels, I found that it's actually not a good idea to pack only expensive clothes like merino or my signature zipper t-shirt. You want to mix in a few cheapos as well for when you plan to do rougher activities where your clothes could be damaged or stained. And this is doubly true when you have a baby who likes to Tarzan swing from your neckline. Next, finding travel sandals that are actually comfortable for all day wear and that pack small can be kind of hard. Most either hurt your feet after a few hours or they're too bulky to justify the luggage space. That's where what I call my Jesus sandals come in. I got convinced to buy these sandals after watching the Netflix documentary about grounding. Basically, the idea behind grounding or earthing is that by making direct contact with the Earth's surface, like walking barefoot, your body can absorb the Earth's natural electric charge, which may reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and support overall balance in your body. And when you wear normal shoes or flip-flops, the rubber sole blocks the flow of electrons coming up from the Earth. These grounding sandals solve this problem with this metal plug that's in the sole, and then it has conductive wires that go through the threads. Even if you think earthing is a bunch of woohoo malarkey, these are still the most comfortable sandals that I've ever owned. They pack super small and they're even rugged enough to go on hikes or play in the water. Next up, most travel pants force you to choose. Either they're comfortable enough to go out exploring all day, or they look good enough for dressing up. Rarely both. But if you want to travel super light and save on luggage fees, then this pair of pants could be the only pair that you need to pack. They're super stretchy and comfy and good for physical activities, but still look casual enough if you want to go out to a nice restaurant. They also dry fast, don't really wrinkle, and you can roll them up way smaller than other travel pants. This pair I have right here is their slim version, but I must be getting old and have no fashion sense or whatever, because now on their website they have a more classic, relaxed looking fit. Okay, so believe it or not, in a lot of countries, cash is still king and credit cards aren't accepted everywhere. And one thing about cash economies that drives me bonkers is loose change. It's always jangling around and falling out of your pockets, and you end up with a pile of coins on your nightstand or scattered throughout your bag that you can't really use efficiently. To fix this problem, I found the ultimate wallet, and I've been using it for the past 4 years. It has not one, but 2 different zipper pockets, and this is important. One of these zipper pockets is important for keeping all of your coins together. I don't have any coins right now because we just arrived last night, but I did store my wife's wedding rings in here because I knew she was gonna forget them at her last Airbnb. Then the other zipper side is handy for keeping your cards and your cash separated by this little flap thingy and in a separate pocket from your coins so that your coins don't fall out every time you have to try to pay for something. And to top it all off, there's this little sleeve thing here, and it came with a key ring attached to it, and I switched the key ring to this zipper clip thingy. That way, whenever I'm staying at an old hotel or guest house or Airbnb with physical keys, I just clip it on there, slide it in the little pocket, and then I never lose my keys. If you're finding this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more tips on how to travel safer and smarter. Carrying a big old backpack around with you everywhere you go every single day can get old fast, especially if you only need to carry a few essentials for the day. That's why I'm super obsessed with fanny packs, or hip belts as the cool kids call them. They're super handy to keep you organized going through the airport, during flights and bus rides, and just keeping your valuables near you in general while you're traveling. I've tested a bunch of different fanny packs, and this one is my current favorite because of the anti-theft features. I like how it has lockable zippers here, and then you can literally lock it up to yourself like this, or lock it to a fixed object. That way you don't have to worry about pickpockets sneakily unclipping it from your body when you're in a crowded area, or snagging it off your table if you're at a cafe or restaurant. Next, if you've ever tried to sleep in a hostel dorm room or a hotel next to the street with thin walls, you know that it can be brutal. Those little foam earplugs you can cram in your ears can work, but for me they get uncomfortable after an hour or so. Luckily, this random company sent me these super cheap sleep buds to test out, and I didn't really expect anything, to be honest, but now I use them all the time for taking naps and sleeping while I'm traveling, especially in noisy places. They're super tiny, so they can fit really deep into your ears, and so unlike normal earbuds or AirPods, you don't feel that uncomfortable pressure when you're laying your head down on your pillow like this. Whenever I need a quick travel nap, I just pop these in, connect them to my phone, turn on some white noise or a yoga nidra meditation. Then at nighttime, I do sometimes still use earplugs, but I do not use those foam earplugs. Instead, I use these wax silicone ones. Please excuse how gross these look because I've been using them for a couple weeks, but they basically mold and form into your eardrums, and for me they're way more comfortable. I can wear them all night without it bothering me. If you've never tried these bad boys, you're missing out. Getting good photos of yourself while traveling solo usually involves awkwardly asking a stranger or dealing with the 10-second timer sprint with your phone off balance against some wobbly rock. I've been on the hunt for a sturdy yet compact tripod setup, and I think I found the perfect combination. It involves 3 small pieces, and it lets you take cool shots of yourself without a big bulky tripod. This is literally actually all that I use when I go and record YouTube videos out in the streets. I just throw these things in my pocket or in my fanny pack. Piece number 1 is the base, which has legs that extend even longer to give you extra stability. Piece number 2 is this magnetic phone mount that screws right in, and then if you have a phone that is MagSafe, you just clip it on and you got your tripod. And piece number 3, if you need a little bit extra height or extension, you just screw on this selfie stick, and it's super compact, but it extends surprisingly long. And so then at the end, you have this long, stable tripod with your phone, and it's just super easy to pack up and go everywhere you go. This next recommendation might get me some haters, and it's probably the opposite of what some other travel YouTubers would recommend, but hear me out. There's a lot of buzz out there about those foldable travel water bottles because of all the space that you can save. Maybe I'm crazy, but to me, a floppy, structureless water bottle is extremely annoying to actually use on a daily basis. I would much rather have a strong stainless steel water bottle that may weigh a little bit more, but it keeps my drinks ice cold on those 100-degree days, and it actually feels good to drink from. And it really doesn't take up that much extra space at the end of the day because I just put it in my water bottle holder. Or if you do need to pack it inside your luggage, you can just stuff it with stocks or something so you don't have empty space. And as a bonus, you can use it as a weapon if a rabid street dog or weirdo tries to mess with you. Next up is my go-to personal item bag. I've tested a lot of personal item bags and they all have pros and cons, which you can watch in this video. But if I could only choose one, it would be the Air CityPack Pro 2. It has the perfect amount of organization, a clamshell opening for easy packing, materials that'll make your fingers sigh with pleasure, and I'd say the overall quality is on par with other bags that cost $100 more. For more of my top travel gear recommendations, whether that's luggage, budget-friendly gadgets, or some premium upgrades that I have inside of this bag, watch these videos next. Let's subscribe to the things. Love you. Bye-bye.